A very good afternoon to all ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to the Smart Nation NU Let's Learn webinar on increasing productivity using spreadsheet functions. My name is Karen and I'm going to be your host for today. Now, the Singapore Smart Nation initiative is all about using technology to improve the way we live, we work, and we play. In order to realize this vision, it is critical for all of our citizens to be equipped with digital skills so they can take advantage of new, exciting job opportunities, especially during this period when many workers are concerned about their careers. Now, this is why the Smart Nation and Digital Government Office and NTUC Learning Hub are glad to bring you the Smart Nation NU Let's Learn Festival. NTUC Learning Hub is proud to be the official continuing education and training provider, powering the Let's Learn segment of this exciting event with something for everyone. Now, today's webinar is on increasing productivity using spreadsheet functions and will be taking place shortly. Now, do note that this session will be recorded. If you would like to recap your learnings, then you can visit Smart Nation YouTube channel. A recording of the various sessions will be made available at about 2 weeks after the festival. Now, we'd also like to encourage all of you to please stay back towards the end of the webinar because we will be having a survey, and 2 participants who complete the survey will be able to bring home $10 fair price online vouchers. Now, today we have with us Zainal, a very experienced gentleman with 15 years of training experience, a strong believer of thinking outside the box. Now, his wealth of corporate experience includes being in frontline sales to business management and even human resources. And he has taught more than 10,000 participants over 500 workshops across all levels in Singapore, Indonesia, and Vietnam. So today, he will be lending us his expertise to tell us about how you can bring your spreadsheet skills to the next level, apply complex math calculations easily, conduct data analysis, draw key insights. He will be covering all of that. And of course, everybody, if you've got any questions throughout the session, feel free to tap on the Q&A function and Zainal will do his best to answer them. So without further ado, I'll hand you over to Zainal. Zainal, please.
Thank you very much, Karen. A very warm afternoon to each and everyone present here. Thank you. Thank you very much for taking time off your busy schedule to be with us today. I really salute each and every one of you for being here today. Allow me to share my screen with everybody present in the room here. All right. Let me know if you are seeing my screen right now. Yes. Excellent. Thank you very, very much. Awesome. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about increasing productivity function via spreadsheet, right? The question again, why spreadsheet? Why not any other kind of software available out there? Well, here is the thing. When we talk about spreadsheet, right? What is spreadsheet used for? Well, if you look at this PowerPoint slide here, let me just move the slide over so that you are able to see what I am looking at exactly, right? What is spreadsheet used for? Well, the whole idea is to make sense of the data, the information that you have in your device, right? How then can you organize such information and store them so that it's easy for you to retrieve such information and finally be able to track and analyze those information so that it will help you to make an informed decision. Well, to put it simply, is to make use of the data in the most sensible way so that at the end of the day, you know what is happening and you know how then to plan ahead for the future. So that is the key essence of why spreadsheet is being used more and more by a lot of users out there. But before I go any further, what I like each and every one of you to do is to help me out to list one example of what do you use spreadsheet for? So for that, right, allow me to share my screen with all of you here. Hang on a second. This is the one that I would love for you to share with me. Okay, let me just pull it out. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you are seeing my screen right now. Okay, allow me to stop sharing and reshare the screen once again to make sure that it is clear for everyone present. So what I need you to do is to go to this website called menti.com. Let me just share the site with every one of you in the room. All right, how do I going to share it? Is via the chat. Okay, so what you can do is check in on your chat for the link. It is called menti.com. And thereafter, what I need you to do is to key in the PIN code, which is 63407143. I'm typing it in the chat right now. Thank you very much. It's 63407143. Okay. So help me out, ladies and gentlemen, to share with me your thoughts. What do you use your spreadsheet for? Okay. I'm just going to take a look here. What are the pointers that, okay, my apology, I shared with you the wrong one. Okay. Allow me to pull it out and share with you the correct activity here. Okay, hang on a second. Just ignore the earlier slide that I just shared with you. Sorry about that, Liang Ming, right?
It's okay, Zainal. So everybody, this is just to show you, I think managing online can be quite a challenge. Nonetheless, if you've got any questions along the way, feel free to just hit the Q&A button and Zainal will help to answer them later on.
Right. Okay, hang on a second. Share with us one information, right? Like I mentioned, what is the question here? Okay. List one example of what you use a spreadsheet for. It is the same particular slide, but I realized that I had the wrong question posted in there. Let me just recorrect the question here. All right, and present it to all of you once again. Okay, take a look. Okay, it's the same set of slide. Okay, what do you use it for? Well, some of you use it to compute student result, account purposes, inventory, analysis, tracking of transaction, calculation, budgeting, statistic, daily expense. Wow, very, very interesting, I would say. Financial planning. Wow. So you see, each and every one of us have different purpose of how we make use of our spreadsheet, right? So in this aspect here, what I like to start off by sharing with you in response to what you have shared with me, spreadsheet can be used to achieve all, if not most, of the information listed on my PowerPoint slide. Of course, I will not be able to cover every single item in here because it's going to take forever. After all, we only have less than 2 hours. Why is it less than 2 hours? Because in between, there will be some question and answer session where I will be addressing some of your question, right? That will be somewhere in the middle and towards the end of this segment, right? So let's start off with one of the most simplest activity. We're going to dive right into learning activity. After all, what's the point of attending this workshop if we can't take away something useful that we can use in our day-to-day life, especially when we talk about spreadsheet. So one good example here, we're going to start off with the basic stuff, like how can we angle some of those information via spreadsheet so that we do not have, some of us, we have a situation whereby our column can be wide because just to accommodate that title at the top row, right? So this is just one good example whereby what you can do is basically go online to this particular site here and download this app. I believe you will have the link given to you as well. And in here, you are able to see this is the Microsoft Excel spreadsheet that you can make use of. By the way, I am using Office 365 here, ladies and gentlemen. So this is an example here, right? Via Office 365, what you can do, right, ladies and gentlemen, is to highlight the particular cell that you wish to send to an angle. How do you go about doing it? Is just look at the ribbon for the word alignment, right? Click alignment drop down menu. And from there, what you were able to see is orientation. Right now, it is at 90 degrees. So you just need to slant it to 45 degrees. And thereafter, you click OK. Then you will see that now the header, it is at 45 degrees with the exception of the last one, which I did not select. That is December. So again, you can just go back to alignment and just click 45 degrees and select it. So what you can do, right, ladies and gentlemen, practice this. Where can you go is to download the information. How? Let me just share the link with all of you here, right? Hang on a second. Let me just copy and paste the link via the chat and let me know what is the experience like from each and every one of you present here. Okay, here we go. What you need to do is go to this link here. Hang on a second. Let me just share it with all of you. Okay, here we go. Okay, click on the link, right? And let's work together. Let me just share with all of you the screen once again where we went into the practice earlier on. Okay. So how do we go about doing this? First and foremost, what you need to do, why am I looking up? Because I'm using the larger screen on the wall. Hence, I am looking up on the screen. So what I need to do is select the cell that I want to change the angle. So here I'm selecting January all the way up to December, which is from column B2 all the way up to column M1. I select that and thereafter I click alignment, and in alignment, what do you have is that, right? In here, notice orientation. If I click on 90 degrees, then it will be back flat. If I change it to 45 degrees, it will be up at an angle. If I were to change upright, then it will look something like this. Okay, take a look here. Okay, this is upright, right? The link is not in editing mode. Okay, just give me a minute, right? Let me just reshare the link with all of you. I think I know why it's not in editing mode, because of the number 1. Okay, hang on a second. Here we go. Okay. Check it out. What you need to do is that you need to download the link onto your desktop, right? Then only then you will be able to edit it. So far, so good?
So for all the participants, you can refer to the chat box. The link is there. The link is there. I saw in the Q&A, some people were asking, where's the link? So
the
please
link is in the chat. Thank you so much, Carrie.
Please look for the chat box. Victoria, the site is blocked by your organization. Unfortunately, I think we cannot solve that for you, but maybe you could just take some notes and then you could try it with your computer back home. Zainal, could you answer May? She's asking how to download. And we've also got Masaharu who's saying can't seem to find the alignment.
No problem. I will address that. Okay, basically, right, ladies and gentlemen, how do you download? On the file itself, you can click Link disable, link to external work. Not supported. Okay, hang on a second. You can click file here, and then you'll be able to download the information onto your desktop, right? Otherwise, you can click on the 3 button, my apology, right? The fastest way is to click download by your file here, or you can save into your desktop. Using Excel 2016, no alignment. All right, that is something that is beyond me. I will not be able to help you, but I do believe there is an alignment function. Where can you find it? Let me just show it to you, because alignment is one of the most common. Where is it? Okay, in your home button, if you look at the ribbon home, it is under home, right? And then it is the third box from the left. There is a drop-down menu with the word alignment, right? Thank you, Alan. So once there, you click on alignment, but make sure before you click alignment, select the cell that you wish to make changes. So far, so good? Right? Once in here, what you are doing is aligning the text according to the angle. You can even flip it over to point it in a downward pointing direction. So in here, once you click OK, you notice the words now being flipped the opposite direction. Let me repeat again. Select the cell that you wish to make changes. Thereafter, you go to Home, and in Home, click on Alignment drop-down menu. And on the right-hand column, what you are seeing on screen right now. Okay, Masaharu said, I mean, there's no drop-down arrow thingy at the bottom right box of the alignment function in the ribbon. I'm not too sure, my friend, for 2016. Maybe what you can do is type help in your Excel spreadsheet, the word alignment, then they will be able to show you where to find that alignment function in the 2016 version. So far, so good? All right. So this is just a basic stuff, ladies and gentlemen. So by doing this, right, if you notice what has happened is that now your file or your cell will look very, very neat, and it doesn't have to occupy the whole length of the cell itself, right? Okay, no problem at all. Okay, hang on a second. Well, we start off with the basic, and thereafter we will go on to more complex, right? Because I'm assuming that we have a wide variety of participants in this room. Hence, I'm trying to manage the expectation of everyone available here. All right. So let's get going, shall we? So I hope everybody is doing fine right now, because that is just the beginning, looking at how then we angle the cell, right? Second set of activity that I would like to share with everyone here, right? Can I just check in with all of you? Is everyone okay with the first set of activity? Thank you so much, Gyok Chua. Really appreciate it. Okay, let's move on, right? Okay, moving on to the second set here. This is where sometimes when you have a lot of data and for you to go on line by line can be very difficult. So it is good to create colors between the line, and to do that one by one gonna be very, very tedious, right? Again, I'm just gonna share the link with all of you for the second set of activity here. Okay, this is where you can modify row with different color, right? Okay, hang on a second. I'm just sending to everyone present here. Okay, so this is, again, click on this link and thereafter download it into your own computer. And while you're doing that, allow me to walk through with you how to make use of this command called mod row. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to open up the file called mod row. Just give me a minute. Let me just open it up. All right. This is the interesting. And skip one line out. Indicate depending on what you wish. Those column that you click on it, and that or thing that you need to do is to go to formatting. Again, it is the same ribbon called conditional formatting, and drop down, and this is where you can click on new rule. All right. So I'm just showing to you the final result here. I'm just going to go to manage rule. So this is what I've done, right? I click on use a formula to determine which cells to format. And thereafter, I type in the command equal mod row open bracket equal mod open bracket ROW, and then another open bracket close bracket comma 2 close bracket equal to 1. What does it mean? It means that for the second line onwards, highlight to me as the color that I've selected. So the color here, I can change to any color that I wish to. So I just go to fill, and in fill, let's say for example, I change it to this color, right? So once done, I click OK, I click apply. There you go. You will be able to see that the color has changed. So ladies and gentlemen, can you, all of you, download the link that I've given, and let's practice this, shall we?
Zainal, can you resend the link in the chat again?
Sure. I'm sending the link over to everybody right now. Okay, there you go. Please download it. We'll start off with editing, and then thereafter we go into formatting. That's analysis, where we are able to find information pertaining to the spreadsheet itself, right? Thank you so much. Okay, I'm just waiting for feedback right now pertaining to this particular exercise. Thus, every one of you are able to follow. If you're not too sure, I've included on the side a set of instruction so that you are able to understand the information step by step. Okay, so the information is given here, how to select the data, open the conditional formatting, for example, and then in conditional formatting, select new rule, or you can use a keyboard shortcut, alternate 0 and D, right? And then in the dialog box, select use a formula to determine which cell to format, and enter the formula. The formula is indicated over there for easy reference. Cannot see the full instruction. Okay, there you go. Don't worry, when you download the thing, it will still be there as well, right? When you go to the link. So let me repeat the step. Very, very simple. First thing first, in Excel, Whenever you want to make any changes to any cell, right, ladies and gentlemen, you need to highlight the cell first. After you highlight for this particular segment here, we're going to do a conditional formatting. So under the home ribbon, what you need to do is to look for conditional formatting, right? Click the drop-down menu, click on new rule. That's where you will be able to set the instruction or execute the instruction given to you. Can resend the link? No problem. I will resend once again for the benefit of those who find it not able to find it earlier on. There you go. No, the tab need not have to be renamed as mod row. That is just for my reference, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? The tab can remain as sheet 1. No problem. Okay, the formula, like I mentioned, what you need to type equal, the sign equal, and then followed by the word MOD, open bracket, ROW. Let me just type it out here. Equal MOD, open bracket, ROW, open bracket, close bracket, and then followed by comma 2, close bracket, equal to 1. This is the command that you need to put in. Okay, it says not formatting. Have you highlighted the cell that you wish to format? Then remember, you need to select the color that you wish to include in that command. What does the command mean? The command means is that you are modifying row. Every 2 row, right? The second row onwards will change color. That's what it means. Modified row. So in other words, mod is modified row. 2 means the second line will change color. Then skip 1 line and the second line will change color. Thank you so much, Kavita. Managed to do it successfully, right? Siu Keng, so far so good. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, we build up from small success and then we go on to the next and the next one. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's move on. Let's move on, shall we? Okay, somebody's asking, I key in formula, but where do I choose the color? Okay, let me just walk through with you once again for the benefit of those who still not able to catch it. All right, here we go. Allow me to just minimize this a little bit. I highlight first conditional formatting here, right? And in here, what I need to do, notice here the word format. I need to click on the format and thereafter go to fill function because by default, you will be in font. So go to the tab that says fill, F-I-L-L, right? Thereafter, select the colors that you wish to change. And once you've done that, click OK and click OK once again. And then finally click apply, click OK, then the color will change. Okay, Melu. What I did is slightly different. I say manage rule because why? I am updating the command. For you guys, what you need to do, let me just clear this and work from the very beginning, right? With all of you here. Hang on a second. Let me just go to conditional formatting, clear rule. Okay. So right now, mine has no color. So I click conditional formatting, new rule, right? Use formula to determine which cells to format. And thereafter here, I type in equal MOD, open bracket, ROW, open bracket, close bracket, and then followed by comma 2, close bracket, equal to 1. After that, I click on format. Then I click on fill. I select the color that I want, click OK, click OK once again, then the color will change according to what I have done. Yes, color must be selected first. Thank you so much, Wilson. How are you feeling right now? Okay, thank you. Thank you very, very much. I can see that most of you are able to follow the practice. All right. Good to know this. Okay, like I said, I'm starting with simple stuff and then we go step by step and we go on to something complex. Okay, no problem at all. Let's go on, yeah? Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so what we've done is to highlight alternate rows using conditional formatting. The other aspect, right? Because sometimes you have a lot of data, right? For example, in here, you are using spreadsheet names instead of selecting the range. Let's say, for example, from B2 all the way to B100. What happens if, let's say, there are changes in between? Do I need to reselect once again? Well, using spreadsheet, you can actually name each column, right? How? Let me just show it to you, right? Allow me to open up the third set of practice. Okay, here we go. What, time really flies, man. It's been half an hour since we started this session. All right. Another 15 more minutes. After that, we're going to go for a short break. Okay, let's take a look here. Here, what I would like to do is that making use of name cell. My apology. I've clicked on the wrong page. Okay. So what's happening here, right, ladies and gentlemen? Like, for example, I have multiple columns. So what do I need to do? If you look carefully here, I can select sales rep here. I go all the way down right to the last line here. Okay. Once I've done this, I can name these cells. What do I name this? I click here. Notice it has appeared the word sales rep. So I can name each column by the name that I wish to call it for. So by doing this, it makes things easier for you. So can everybody just practice this? I'm just going to send you the link, right? Hang on a second. I'm just going to send the link to all of you. Okay, just give me a while. Choto mate. Okay, the link is given. Download the practice file and work together with me. The set of instruction is very simple. Highlight the column that you wish to name that particular cell. So instead of calling it A1 to A50, for example, so you select A1 to A50 and you name it by the name that you wish to call it by. Okay, let's practice that step first, step by step, because the other step is a little bit gonna get more complex as we move along, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I can guarantee you. Okay, so basically what you need to do, select the cell to be named, click on the name box. Where can you find the name box? It will be the top left-hand corner as where the blue arrow is pointing here. Click on it, right? And then put whatever name that you want to assign to that particular cell. Everybody got it? All right. Thank you, Jennifer Ko. Awesome. What about the rest? Downloading. No problem at all. I'm just going to give you some time to practice or to download this. And this file, you can keep it and can practice, because in the file itself, the instructions are given there so that if you forget, you can refer to the set of instruction. Because some of us, you know, when we read, we don't understand. We need someone to show it to us. Why? Because we are pretty much a visual learner. That's the reason why we are all here today, to take a look and understand so that we are able to practice this, right? Why naming the cell is very useful? For very simple reason, because later on, what we're going to do is we will be practicing some activity in relation to this particular segment. What is that activity? I will explain to you when we come to that. All right. So let's take a look here. After you name the cell, right? So in here, I have some example instruction given. Have a look at the formula listed below. Instead of using cell reference, for example, I have used the name range, right? Sales, for example. So here you want to count. So in here, you want to count how many people achieve sales of more than 500, for example. So instead of going line by line, right, ladies and gentlemen, go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, wait, I forgot. I missed out one. There's a simple method. All you need to do, observe here. I'm just going to click open. If you can see, I'm just going to enlarge this to be fair to all of you here. Right? Once I click here, at the top, you will have this command that says count if. I'm just going to copy this and put it in the chat. Okay? This is the next set of command that you need to do. In other words, to count how many of the sales representative achieve a sales of more than 500. Okay? So I'm just going to hide the answer and you tell me. It's the same Excel spreadsheet that you just downloaded earlier on. Okay? If you're not too sure, I will give you the link once again. Just give me a minute. Okay, here we go. Nice. I've got a response. Kelvin, awesome. Congratulations. Yes, 31. What about the rest of you? Did all of you get 31? Okay, awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, moving on. The next set of instruction that I would love for all of you to do, right? Take a look here, is to find out how many of them get a sales that is less than 200. What will the command be? Well, I can't be giving you everything, right? Okay, if you download, then you'll be able to edit it. But if you are doing the editing in cloud, then someone else will not be able to edit. So my suggestion is please download them, right? Okay, Jenny have an issue here. It says hex name question mark appear. Please advise. Okay, what happened there, Jenny, when you get that kind of situation? That means to say you have an error in your command, right? So if you look carefully here in the command, earlier on we say that greater than 500, right? So if you're talking about sales less than 200, the command will be this. Let me just copy and paste into the chat. This is the command that you need to do. Count if. Why I put sales there instead of the whole cell from A1 all the way up to the bottom? Because I have named that particular column as sales, right? If you put sales as less than 200, then what you will have is how many people having a sales of less than 200? Let's take a look. 5, right? Thank you so much, Cindy. You get 0. Okay. How is that so? Velu. Yes, you need to highlight the cell that you want to rename. Remember in spreadsheet, right? Before you make any changes to the cell or you want to insert any command whatsoever, you got to rename the cell. Okay, can I just remind everyone present in the room here, right, ladies and gentlemen, when I share the link with you, just do me a favor. Do not do any editing via the link that I sent. Download the file into your own computer and do the changes via your own desktop. Otherwise, what may happen is that others may not have the opportunity to do the practice because that particular cell has been changed by someone else on cloud. All right. We have about 5 more minutes before we take a short break. No problem, Luis. All this information will be made available via YouTube video through NTUC Learning Hub YouTube channel, which you can view in about 2 to 3 weeks' time. No problem at all. All right. Okay, let's get going, shall we? Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so inspired by all the response I'm getting. Say that I got it. Awesome. Woohoo. Awesome. Really, really nice to see this. Awesome. Thank you so much. There you go. There is a chat just saying that the YouTube video will be made available within 2 to 3 weeks after the webinar. No problem, Melissa. It's my honor to be here. Okay, let's go on, shall we? Because this particular slide here, there is multiple activity that I need you to do. Take a look. That is just one. And at the bottom here, notice you have commission. Are you able to see commission at the bottom? Right? It says 0%, 3%, 3.5%. Observe here. I'm just going to minimize this a little. And I'm just going to change the percentage and you will be able to find out the commission calculation will change simultaneously. How is it done? I will be sharing with you shortly. Okay, here 0%. I've changed to, let's say, for example, 2%. Okay, those who hit a sales of less than 300 will get 2%. Earlier on, you see some zeros, right? So like someone who achieved a sale of $98 get a 2%. So in this aspect here, how do I calculate commission? Because sometime in the past, what we do is that we key in the percentage and that's going to be very lengthy. Why? Because if you make changes to the percentage, then you need to redo your formula once again. Again, what you can do is you can name this cell. Okay, the first one you can call it commission 1, the second one commission 2, the third one commission 3. Right? Highlight the cells or select the cell and then go to the top portion here and name the cell according to the name that you are most comfortable with. Roxanne, yes, there is a replay via YouTube video in LHub YouTube in about 2 to 3 weeks' time. Okay, the link. I will give the link to you in case you have missed out earlier on. Hang on a second. Okay, make a guess. How do I do this command? Right? Command indicated here. Basically very simple, right, ladies and gentlemen? Take a look here. I'm just going to bring all of you up to the first line here, D2. I click open, the command is re-given here. I'm just going to share with all of you present. This is the command that you need to type in. Notice here, it has been named as commission 1 and then followed by commission 2, then followed by commission 4. Why commission 4? Because I rename the third commission as commission 4 instead of commission 3. Right? And you can rename it in any way that you like. You need not necessarily have to follow the rename as commission 1, 2, 3, or 4. You can name it com 1, com 2, com 3, or whatever name that you wish to, right? So far, so good? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, time check right now. It is close to 3:45, right? Let's take a short 5 minutes break. I will see you back here at 3:50. In the meantime, if you have any question, I will still be here to address your question. Right. Okay, 5 minutes break, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to put up the timer here. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, remember, if you replace with sales, that means you are selecting all, but you are calculating your commission line by line. So if you put sales, right, what happens is that you will be calculating all the commission at one go. Joe, when you say that you copy the link and download a copy, I don't see the content as shown on the webinar. I'm not too sure what content are you referring to, because the slides or the Excel spreadsheet that I've shared with you will be exactly the same that what you're seeing on screen. Okay, we have about 3 more minutes to go before we reconvene, right? That's how much time I have to address any question during the break. Column haven't done. Okay, Buntio is asking, is it a 2 days course? Well, you can go online and check it out via NTUC Learning Hub, and you can also go to what do you call it? Yes, my apology, what I'm saying. Yes, NTUC Learning Hub to find out how many days is the course for this Excel spreadsheet. What is the title of the course? The title of the course is called ICDL Spreadsheet, either basic, intermediate, or advanced. Right? Someone deleted all the data. Oh my God, let me just go online and check. Let me see. Choto mate kudaisai. Hang on a second, huh? Yeah, my apology. Okay, tell you what, guys, what I will do, right? I will re-upload all the information during the next break, and then do me a favor, download them. Do not edit the file directly from cloud, because otherwise you're gonna create havoc lah. So far so good? Okay. How much time do I have right now in hand? Okay, I have about 2 more minutes before we start. Okay. That give me some time to take a quick sip of water. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have about 30 seconds left before we start the session. All right. About 10 more seconds before we start. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Okay, for some of you, you mentioned that this particular link, let me just share with you the link once again and let me know whether this link that I'm going to share with all of you, whether the data has been removed or otherwise. Hang on a second. Okay, just checking in. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, whether the data has been removed. Joel? Can you help me out to download? Now looks okay. What has been removed, Jennifer? Let me just open it up to see for myself. Oh, the images has been removed. Okay, image is still there. Everything else looks fine to me. Right? Okay. Okay, I can see that there's a lot of you in there. My suggestion is download this particular file. Do not make any editing or changes in the file that you are looking at right now. My suggestion is to download them. And don't worry, you still have instruction given on the side here to help you understand what are some of the things that you need to do so that you do not get left out with all the information given. Okay, I can see that there are a lot of people in here. Fine, no worries at all. Best is to download it. Like I said, download. How do you download? Okay, you can click save as. All right, location, you can change whatever location that you wish to change it to. You can change it to your desktop, for example, or whichever location that you wish to save the file to, right? So that's the thing that you need to do. Otherwise, the whole data going to be very messy and we will not be able to practice our exercise because I'm going to still use the same set of data, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, to continue with the next activity, right? Okay, let me see. Sorry, how to download. All right. I think someone in here gave the instruction earlier on how to download the file. Let me just copy and paste. I believe it is there. Or maybe Vincent, can you help me out with regards to this? Thank you so much, Vincent.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to move on, right? Because what we just did, right, ladies and gentlemen, we just did a quick commission calculation, right? And by doing so, we are able to find out how much each person will get in terms of their commission, right? So what you can do right now, you can change the percentage of the commission and you can see automatically the amount received by each individual or sales rep will change accordingly. Okay, hang on a second. I have okay, Lynn says, keep going back to the cell reference example C3 despite me highlighting the column and keying in sales. Okay, Lynn, can I just check with you? Are you doing the commission right now? Okay. The commission exercise, right, is in this manner, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just go to the file once again. And in here, the first step, the very first step, let me just share my screen with all of you. Okay, hang on a second. Let me just share my screen with all of you. The very first step here, right, ladies and gentlemen, you need to name your commission cell. Okay, this particular one here called B49, B50, and B51. You need to name them accordingly, right? Then from there, after you name it, then when you go to the commission column here, this is where you key in this set of instruction depending on what name have you given to the cell. Some of you asked me earlier on, right? Can I just put sales rep or sales? If you change C2 to sales, for example, right? Let's say, for example, I change C2. Okay, C2 refer to cell number 2. I change it to sales for C2 here. Observe here. If I were to do this, right? Sales, I'm putting in the chat right now. If you were to try it out yourself, what you will have is an error message. Why? Because by doing that, you are highlighting all the sales revenue, right? By doing that, if you do this, you will get either hex name or hex value with a question mark, because your, what do you call it, your command itself is confusing. You are telling spreadsheet to highlight all sales from the top right down to the bottom and calculate the commission. And then there is a mixed number here because there are some that is equal to or greater than 300. There are others that is less than or equal to 600. And then there's those that have exceeded 600, for example. That's where they will be able to get the different commission tier. Okay, how to rename commission? Like I said earlier on, ladies and gentlemen, in this manner, observe here. I just go to that particular cell. Hang on a second. I click on, okay, hang on a second. I have done something here. Hang on. Okay, observe here. I click on commission. And thereafter, at the top corner here, this is where I name it. The first row, commission 1. Or I can call it com 1. The second row will be com 2. The third row will be com 3, for example. Right? So far, so good. Same goes for every other cell, because if you don't name the cell, then when you do the commission calculation, right, that's where you will tend to get lost in the whole formula setting. Okay, Rashida said that, why do I see hex name? That means to say there is an error in your commission. Invalid reference. Why invalid reference? Because you may have not done the first step by naming each of this column accordingly. Because why? Here you have commission 1, commission 2, and then over here these are, okay, this particular column is called sales and this column is called sales rep. So if I were to highlight all this, okay, all the way to the bottom here, why it doesn't say at the top here, it shows B5? Because why? I have not selected the entire cell. So I got to start from right at the top, because I have already named this cell, and I scroll right down to the bottom here. Then notice at the top here, you will see sales rep. Okay. Okay, why? Like I mentioned, some of you have difficulty because why? I have named my commission 3 as commission 4. That's why you get an error in your formula. Okay. Typo error lah. My apology lah, Cherun. Yeah. My error also. Thanks for highlighting to me. Really appreciate that. Okay, thank you so much, Titus. Really appreciate, man. You guys are really, really fantastic lah. Okay, so this is just some simple activity, as you can see, how you can make use of why I can't rename the cell to commission one. Okay, basically, right, what you can do is just highlight that portion and get it overwritten. Okay, let's move on, shall we? All right. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, lah, right? Moving on, because the next part that I would like to do is that now you have all these things. So how then can I highlight? Again, I'm just going to go into the highlighting of text, but this time around with additional format in the sense that those who achieve a certain quota, they get a check mark. Those that doesn't get an X, and those that has question mark, then it will be a question mark. Okay. So in this aspect here, right, ladies and gentlemen, let me just go on to the next part. This is where we will do highlight cells that contain text. How do we go about doing it? Okay, let me explain it to you first, and then later on, what I like you to do is try it out on your own, right? Then after that, I will show you what exactly that you need to do, right? Because sometimes when you're looking for a certain text, for example, right, to go line by line, it's going to be very difficult. But if you make use of this function, it will make things very, very easy. Okay, so let me just explain to you first, right? So the first step is that what you need to do here, highlight the cell first. Always remember, highlight the cell that you wish to incorporate the formula. Thereafter, click on text that contain name. For example, once you've done that, then the next step is here. So this is where you go to format cells that contain the text M compatible, for example, and highlight that as green field with dark green text, for example. So these are the things that you need to know. Okay, hang on a second. I have a chat here coming in. Yes, it is. It is advanced Excel. Okay, we start off with basic, then we go to advanced, and finally we're going to close off with pivot table. So far, so good? All right. Okay, moving on, right? When we talk about this here, how do I do it? Basically, to find the M compatible. For example, in the whole list of text, I have multiple, what I call it, lines with the word M compatible, right? Okay, hang on a second. Okay, so this is where I'm just going to highlight to you, say, first and foremost, always remember, highlight the range that you wish to search the information from. Thereafter, what you need to do is click on the home tab. Okay, I'm just going to circle it. Click on home tab here. This is the one that you need to click on. Okay, thereafter, click conditional formatting and then hold pointer over highlight cells rule, then click less than. So far, so good? Okay. So there is a pictorial instruction and word instruction given to you. Okay, hang on a second. I will be giving you the link to this file. Just give me a minute. Just remember, after you receive the link, right, ladies and gentlemen, please do me a favor. Do not edit the file in the link. Download it onto your desktop. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to give you the link, and I'm just going to give you about 5 to 10 minutes for this activity. 可以吗? Awesome. Thank you very, very much. Okay. This is a link. Please go to the link and download it, right? And do not do anything or editing via the link. Download the whole entire file, ladies and gentlemen. For your information, instruction given in pictorial format, like what you saw on the PowerPoint slide, is available via the link as well. Yes, recording will be made available in 2 to 3 weeks' time. You can check it out. NTUC Learning Hub YouTube page for this session. So far, so good. Okay, Lina? Take care and Godspeed. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to give you about, right now it's 4:05. Let's see how much can you do in about 10 minutes time. Okay. So I will check in on all of you at 4:15. Okay. Okay. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. I think I gave you the wrong link. Okay. It should be this one here. Choto mate kudasai. Let me just check it out. Hang on a second. Thanks for highlighting to me. Just give me a while. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm going to do. I may have just given you the wrong link. Let me just share with you the correct link. This is the one that you need to do. I believe it's correct one, right? Hang on a second. Sales target, percentage of target. Yep, it is correct. Yeah. What you need to do is to do this particular part here where you have an X, a check, an X, a check, an X, and a check. So just give yourself about 5 to 10 minutes for this activity, ladies and gentlemen. This is the correct file. Okay, I will provide the link. Okay, hang on a second. Highlight cell. Okay, there's a link. Just give it to all of you. Okay, the instruction is very simple. Listen to what I'm going to explain to you once again. Let me just start from the top. Okay, so basically what you need to do is to find out, right, a particular information in the cell here. Okay, here we go, right? Advanced formatting spreadsheet, you need to highlight the cell, right? Under the home tab, click conditional formatting, highlight cell rule, and then go less than, and then from here, you will be able to then find out, okay, what are the information that need to be highlighted. If let's say they're less than, then you put a check mark. If they are more than, then a cross mark, for example. So these are some example that you need to take note of. Just follow the instruction that I've just given online via the link, download it and follow through, right? Then I will walk through with you how to attempt this activity. Okay. Let me see what other question I have here. Same as previous. This is the link. You can check it for yourself whether it's the same. Okay, I will share my spreadsheet screen once again. Okay, what I need you to do is take a look, change the column here, J, to have this outcome. This is advanced Excel where you have X, check mark, X, check mark, X, check mark, S, and so on and so forth. Okay? Shan, you're very, very fast, man. Okay. Are you able to get exactly what you're seeing on screen right now? Awesome. Thank you so much. The link on the file is different from what I'm sharing. Okay, that can be. Well, the one that I'm sharing, right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, allow me to share my screen with all of you present here. Let me just stop sharing for a while and reshare my screen. Okay. Take a look here. This is the Excel spreadsheet. I'm just gonna share. This is the one that you need to download. Okay, the one that I'm sharing is totally different. I agree, because the one that you download I have not included the command yet. Take a look at J, column J. Yes, it's totally different. It doesn't have the X mark, the check mark, and so on and so forth. So what I need you to do is to do that particular command. Okay. What do I have here? Okay, hang on a second. I have someone asking questions. Zach is asking, no answer in Q&A. Question again in chat. Is there a rule how to name the cell, like how many characters? When I try to name the cell to COM1, it refused to accept and jump instead to extreme end of sheet to cell COM1. But when I name 2% cell to commission 1, it can accept. It allow me to name. It's seen by your instruction, say range C4 to 26. There is no such range. Well, my PowerPoint instruction is just an example, right? So what you need to do is look at the command and ask yourself, how do I change the range here, this J here, right? To indicate this. Hang on a second. Let me just show it to you. To indicate this. This is the end result that I need you to do. All right. So far, okay? Awesome. Definitely, the file doesn't have all the way to 26. Those are merely an example. Go online, download, and follow the instruction given. This is where you'll be able to do advanced formatting. No, you do not select C4 to C26. Like I said, the PowerPoint slide is just an example. The one that you download, you need to select column J, right? From J5 all the way up to J13. So far, okay? All right. I'm just going to give you another 10 more minutes. Right now it's about 4:15. So by about 4:25, then I will demonstrate to you how exactly to do this. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me just remind you, please do not do any formatting on the cloud. Okay, those activity, I need you to download them onto your desktop. then do the editing via your desktop or laptop. Highlight J. J5 all the way up to J13. This is the cell that you need to highlight. Okay, J5 to J13. So far, so good. All right. No problem at all. You don't need to name the column right now. We have moved beyond cell name. We are now in the advanced Excel where you need to identify which particular row actually hit the target or otherwise. Okay, Meliu, hang on a second. I will come to that part when I show you how exactly things need to be done. All right. So we still have some time. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Margaret, my apology. That's just a typo lah. Okay, Meliu says mine is all highlight when I type 100. What exactly do you mean by that? Okay, Tan Yi An said that why is my value greater than 100% still shown as red? Okay, even though I define green as 100. Okay, no worries. I will, walk through with all of you how exactly to do this command, right? Just give all of us some time to practice. And then, yeah, Melissa having fun right now. Thank you so much. Thank you, May. Really appreciate your time. Okay, John, I will not be able to put the command instruction there. Why? Because there are a series of command instruction that I need to input in the command cell itself. So later on, I will go through with you step by step on how to do this. All right. In the meantime, just bear with me. So like what I said, we learn the best when we make mistake. That's where we will remember what are the mistakes that we need not do again so that we can keep on moving forward. All right, Jennifer, awesome. Thank you so much. All right, just another about 1 or 2 minutes more before I reveal the answer to all of you. So far, okay? All right. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm just going to stop sharing for a while, right? And I'm just going to reshare my screen with everybody present here. Okay. Are you guys ready to see what exactly that you need to do? Awesome. Thank you very, very much. Okay, let's go on. I'm just going to put up my Excel spreadsheet here. And if you look carefully, right, ladies and gentlemen, what you need to do first and foremost is highlight the cell J5 all the way down to J13. That's the first thing that you need to do, right? Second thing, you notice you need to look for conditional formatting, right? After you've done that, the next set of steps that you need to do is format only cells that I can't really see contain. That is the line that you need to select. The second line that says format only cells that contain. Where can you find this? Under conditional formatting, right? You click new rule. Under new rule, go to format only cells that contain. So in here, right, the first line, you need to select as red. And then what you need to key in cell value, then do the drop down menu, click less than, right? Less than, and then in here you type equal to 1. So far so good. Okay, once you've done this, you click the format button. So here you need to type equal to 1 and click the format button, select the desired color, right? Once you've done that, click OK. Let's say, for example, I click blue. Oh, sorry, it should be red, right? I click OK. Then I click OK here. Notice it changed. Those with X, it changed to red. That is the first step. Second step is this, okay? Making sure that the same column is still selected. No problem at all, right? The second step, you need to repeat what exactly you did in the first step. And thereafter, take a look at this command here. I'm just going to enlarge my screen and scroll down so that all of you are able to see this is this whole set of instruction. John, earlier on you asked me, right? Can I show all the cell? Okay, here we go. Let me just open it up. Okay, the second set of instruction will be you need to repeat the first step that you did earlier on, select the whole entire cell, and then click on the conditional formatting, new rule. Now, the second rule, you need to select cell value. Repeat the first step that you did earlier on. What was the first step? It was here, format only cell that contain. Under the new rule, select the second line that says format cell that only contain. Okay, and thereafter, in your second set of instruction, okay, what you need to do is cell value greater than 1, right? Okay, let me just walk through with you lah. Easier that way. So here, I select the cell from top to bottom, right? Then I go to conditional formatting. I go to new rule, right? New rule, format, okay, cell value greater than or equal to, right? Greater than 1. Is that right? Am I right to say that, ladies and gentlemen? Yes or no? Okay, let me just check again. What does it say here? Okay, cell value greater than 1. So what I need to do here, click format. So you can see under my managing rule here, if I were to click edit rule, right, for item number 2, this is what it's showing me. This is exactly what you need to do. Cell value less than 1 or equal to 1, it will be red. That is the first line. Second line, okay, cell value greater than 1. Let me just click edit rule. Okay, greater than 1 or equal to 1 will be green, right? And the last one, cell value. If I had to click edit rule, it says here format only cells that contain this value. Cell value equal to or equal to 1, right? So once you've done that, at the bottom, you see you still need to select icon. Here, edit rule, I show it to you. This time around, it is slightly different. You need to select the first line. Format all cell based on this value. So the first one, format style, you can select icon style, right? And then your icon style here, you can change to whichever icon that you wish to, right? And then in here, when value is greater than 1, you have a check mark. When value is less than equal to 1, but greater than equal to 0.99999, you have an exclamation mark, right? When it's greater than 0.9999, less than 0.999, then it's an X mark. So by doing this, when you click OK, then once you click apply, then everything will follow suit here. So you can see those that are less than 100%, red. Those are above 100%, green, right? And then finally, overall result, 107% green with a check mark. So far, so good. Any question, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, if you can't follow through, no problem at all. Because why? We do have classes conducted by LHub, NTUC Learning Hub, where you can learn basic as well as advanced in terms of ICDL spreadsheet, right? So that's where you will get to know a lot more from this. How much Aiman is asking? Well, if you have your skills future credit, make use of it, my friend. Okay, that detail, you can go to NTUC Learning Hub later on to find out more information, right? So far, everybody okay? Okay, Cindy, not to worry. We can't capture everything at one go, right? The whole idea is we need to come together and attend an actual class, because this is just an overview, right? Through an overview, we will not be able to capture everything. At least if you can capture about 50, 60%, I think it's good enough for now. All right. Thank you very, very much. You guys are really, really wonderful. Okay. Okay, guys, let's do it this way, because I still have about close to half an hour before we end this segment. The next set of exercise, right? This one is a little bit complex. So for this, I will just need you to sit through and follow me. So far, so good? Because this other one here, I'm going to talk about will be logical function. Okay. This one, a little bit complex. Because when we talk about logical function here, you need to use logical test. What if value, for example, the value if true, what is the action that you need to perform if the condition is met, right? If it's not true, if it's false, what is the condition not met? Then what is the thing that you need to do, right? Hang on a second. I have a chat here coming in. Okay, good to know that. Never give up, right? So this is just an example when we talk about logical function. Comparison operators could be used in this logical function. Like, for example, equal to will be the equal sign, greater than, all these things, you know. But then again, there is other additional function, let's say greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, not equal to. That means you have both greater and less than coming together. That means it's not equal to. So in this particular segment here, what I'm going to touch on is making use of pivot tables and chart. Because when we talk about pivot table, right, it can be very interactive in terms of your ability to quickly summarize large amount of data. Just imagine you have like 1,000 lines and 60 columns of data to analyze, right? How do you go about? Can you go line by line? The answer is insane. Thank you so much, Aiman, for asking that question. I think Vincent have addressed your question. What is the trick to remember? Okay, the trick is this. Always remember this table here. Okay, that is a trick. Because a lot of time, right, we get confused. What is greater than? What is less than? What is not equal to? Right? This is a snapshot of the thing. But of course, there are other additional commands. So when we talk about pivot table, right, then you somehow do away with using this if function and all that, like what you did earlier on, right? Because when you need to query large amount of data, pivot table can be extremely user friendly. Like for example, you have, like I mentioned, 600 rows, 12 columns. How are you going to look for all the information line by line? It's going to be insane, man, right? So that's where when we talk about pivot table, the first thing you need to do is that you can click anywhere in the cell of the item that you want to convert to pivot table. Once you click anywhere in the cell, just listen to my instruction first. Later on, I will do a quick demonstration, right? Then you click on the ribbon that says insert. Where can you find insert? To the right of home. Okay. So in other words, once you open your door, look to the right. After that, at the bottom left, you will see pivot table. I'm just going through the instruction here first. Yeah, guys. No problem at all. Okay, thank you, Wilson. All right. So in this aspect here, once you've done that, the next step is that this is step number 2. By default, once you click any cell, Spreadsheet is smart enough to recognize the cell that contains data, and it will select the entire cell, column, and rows. So you don't even have to click, highlight, select all, or whatever that you need to do. All you need to do, just take a look. Okay, it's a sheet number 1, and so on and so forth. Just click OK. That's all you need to do. This is the easiest part, ladies and gentlemen. The challenge will come when you need to know what to pull, what to drag, and to put in the correct field. Okay, so moving on. This is where things get a little bit tricky, because once you activate the pivot table, right, ladies and gentlemen, you will have this pivot table field. Okay, this is the one you need to know. Okay, let's say, for example, product. Where should it go? Should it go under rows? Or should I put it in value? So you got to ask yourself this question. What is it that I want to see? Okay, I want to see the product in as to how much amount each product generated and from which country, right? So this is a question that you need to ask yourself before you start dragging the field from top to down. So far, so good, right? So let me just open my pivot table chart, right? And walk through with you how to go about doing this particular activity. If we have time, then we will do the practice exercise lah. Okay? If we have time. Take a look here. Imagine you have a pivot table containing data about graduate employment. And in here, you have like 600 rows. Take a look there, right? Boom, 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 all the way, right? And you have like 12 columns. Okay, went too fast. Okay, 12 columns. So how do I filter all this information to find, let's say, for example, average gross salary? So very simple. What you need to do is click anywhere in here, for example, right? Like I said earlier on, once you click any of the cell, go to insert, and insert, okay, where is my pivot table? Okay, here, can you see pivot table? Click on pivot table. By default, it says table 1. Don't worry about that. Just click OK. Once you click OK, this is what you will see. So here, you want to find out average gross mean salary, for example. So this is one good example where you want to find out something like this. So take a look here. This is what you need to do. Okay. So you need to click on at the bottom here. Can you see institution and faculty? So you need to look for faculty and scroll down and look for institution. So the manner the item is arranged is very, very important. If let's say, for example, your faculty goes up here, sorry, institution comes down, right? So the whole thing change. The whole thing change. So you got to be very, very careful where you put one on top of the other, right? And the other thing, of course, is that average full-time, okay, what is this? Average full-time permanent employment rate. Because by default here, you do not have average full-time. What you have is full-time employment permanent rate. So how do I change this? There is a drop-down menu here. You need to click on the drop-down menu, go to value setting. This is where you change from default sum to average. Why average? Because you want to find out what is the average permanent full-time employment rate, not the total sum of full-time employment rate, for example. So once you've done that, right, click OK, then it will change. Likewise, gross monthly mean salary, because by default, when you select this, okay, observe here, if I remove this, right, and I click back this one, gross monthly salary, it says sum of gross. So I need to click the drop-down menu here and click value setting, and this is where I change to average. So far, so good, guys. Once I click OK, then this is what you will get. So far, okay? Okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to allow you to do a simple pivot table as what I have demonstrated to you earlier on, right? How? I'm going to upload this file onto the OneDrive. Just give me a while. Let me just upload this data onto OneDrive. All right. Hang on a second. And then thereafter, I'm going to share the link with everybody. Okay. Before I do that, let me just make some amendment to here so that what you will be getting is just the raw data without everything else lah. Otherwise, not fair lah. Right or not? Okay. Okay, hang on a second. Let me just remove some of the items here. All right. Survey data, this is what I need. All right. Okay, I have a question here. What is the question that I have? Okay, no problem. How do we know which one goes to rows and column? Very good question, right? I will come to that in a short while. Okay, give me a minute. Let me just upload this. Okay, allow me to go online and then share with you the link. So far, so good? All right. What do I have here? I will be sharing the link with all of you. Choto mate, ya. Let me just go online to open up the link for all of you. Just give me a minute. Okay. All right, guys, it's coming to you in a short while. Okay, allow me to open it up, and then thereafter, I will share the link with all of you present. Just give me a while. Okay. Hang on a second. Pivot table. I'm sharing this link. Okay, here we go. Okay, it is a bit lengthy. Just need to click on the link, right? And then remember, download it. Download the file. Okay. We have only about 10 to 15 minutes before we end this session. Not to worry if you cannot get it right. It's okay because why? There are courses that you can attend to. That's the reason why we have this webinar, to give you an insight of what you can do and the possibilities of making use of spreadsheet, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Tay is asking, do I teach at LearningHub? Well, if I don't teach, I won't be here, man. Okay, Poon Chuang is asking, can you show us the step for doing the first 4 exercise? Don't worry, Poon Chuang. There will be a video that you can watch via YouTube in 2 to 3 weeks' time through NTUC Learning Hub YouTube channel. So far, so good? Awesome. Okay, how do we sign up for basic to advanced course? Okay. Thank you so much, Teji. I like your humor. So how's everyone doing so far? So far, so good? All right. Excellent. I love to hear your feedback lah, because later on, I just would like to share with you the last slide. That is a get abstract link. That's interesting. Hang on a second. So far, so good, right? There you go. Wilson's super awesome. He just shared with you what is the link in order for you to sign up for some of the courses available via NTUC Learning Hub. Well, it's a 24 hours course. That's an advanced spreadsheet function, right? All right. How's everyone doing so far? Okay, this last exercise is a little bit complex, right? That's the reason why I'm giving you some time to practice. But don't take too long because we don't have much time. Okay, somebody said they want to see the result of the pivot table. No problem at all. I'll be more than happy to share with you. Just give me a minute. Let me just share my screen with all of you here. Hang on a second. All right. Stop sharing for a while. And I'm just going to share my screen with all of you. Take a look here, right? So this is the result here. Hang on a second. Okay, take a look, right? So in terms of the chart, how do we do the chart here? Okay, I have not covered yet. Allow me to just quickly cover that. I click anywhere in the result itself. Again, go to insert. And from here, right, what you can see, I need to click pivot chart. Okay, pivot chart drop down menu. Okay, you should be able to see a pivot chart with line, for example, or you can have a combo. A combo means you have a chart with the line. So with this, you'll be able to see, okay, this is the other chart. Let me just remove this. This is how it looks like. Okay, so you have a line indicating average gross monthly salary mean and average full-time permanent employment rate. So you can see that SMU is the one, hands down, winner lah. Does that answer your question? I hope so. Okay. What do I want you to do? Well, basically create your pivot chart, like I mentioned, from the survey data here. Click anywhere in the cell and thereafter go to insert. In insert, click pivot table and click OK. In your pivot table here, this is where you need to find out, okay, what do you need to find out? Like from my average gross salary here, you need to include this faculty, full-time gross monthly salary and institution. Where? Take a look at example I've given here. Institution will be the first one and then followed by faculty at the bottom of it, because if you put it in this manner, then the whole thing will just go haywire, right? So institution will be at the top because logically speaking, the school or the school will come and then the subsidiary will be at the bottom. So far, so good? All right. Okay, you can refer to the screen, right? Look at what I have done. Okay, I'm just showing you the shortcut here. If you really want to find out more, like I said, come up for the actual classes, then you will be able to get a lot more hands-on. Okay, someone is asking, what if I'm not using Microsoft, but Apple numbers? Will the method work? I'm not too sure because I'm not familiar with the Apple environment. Yeah, you may want to explore around and check, right? Okay. Any other question, guys? Because we are coming almost to the end of this segment. Good one. Both, right? Meng Hok, go online and check it out. Okay. They have virtual, I believe, as well as a face-to-face. I'm not too sure. You need to go to the website itself to check on this class schedule. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is almost the end of this segment. Let me just stop sharing my screen for a while, right? And I'm just going to reshare. Hang on a second. My PowerPoint slide. Okay. Let me just share my PowerPoint slide with all of you present here. Just give me a while. Let me just go to the correct screen to share with all of you. All right. Okay, someone is asking, can I use Google Cloud Spreadsheet? Will it work? Okay, Google Cloud, the functionality might differ from Microsoft Office 365. So you really got to explore. Okay. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what I'd like you to do is to go to menti.com. This time around, I would like you to share just one useful tools that you have learned from today's segment. Allow me to open up the Mentimeter. Like I said, go to menti.com once again, right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this is the link that I need you to go to, menti.com. Let me just type it in the chat right now? Okay. No problem, Agnes. My pleasure. All right. Let me just open up the Menti activity that I would love for each and one of you to share with me one example that you have learned today. What is that one thing that you have learned from today's activity? Okay, hang on a second. Okay, hang on. Let me just open up the correct page. Okay, here we go. Let me just pull it up and share it with all of you here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the PIN code will be 7507959. Okay. Nice. Within a short time frame, right? We managed to capture quite a fair bit, right? Choto mate, I like that. Okay, pivot table, conditioning, formatting, right? Using command. Awesome. What else do I have there? You can see for yourself, well, the bulk of it is conditional formatting and pivot table, right? Like I said, I will not be able to cover everything within this short time span of 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen. It's really been a pleasure and an honor to have each and every one of you present in this webinar. If a bit has been a very short session, I do hope you will not stop here. You will find, right, an opportunity to sign up and learn and acquire new skill set so that you will still be relevant in this ever-changing world that we live in, or what they call it, VUCA, volatile, uncertain, and etc. etc. All right. Thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to stop sharing right now and hand over to the moderator in the room. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.